चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण जय कन्या प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे जय गौरनिताय जय जय जगन्नाथ बालदेव सुभद्रा सुदर्शन जय बाल गोपाल जय बाल गोपाल जय बाल गोपाल जय Radha Shyam Sundar Radha, Shyam Sundar Radhe Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Gurudev, Srila Gurudev. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Shri Hari Ram Sankirtan ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. श्रीला गुरुदेव की जय, अनंत कोटि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, सामवेद भक्त वृंद की जय. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Hare Krishna. So we welcome all of you for our nectar devotion session. We are continuing with chapter number 7, evidences of devotional principles. Yesterday we covered one important section of how important it is to accept the ashraya of a spiritual master, how important it is to accept the instructions of the spiritual master, and how it is due for a disciple to inquire about the transcendental truth. In today's session, we're going to cover what is the kind of inquiry to be done and what are the other important aspects of devotional service. So we have His Grace Premadatta Prabhu, who has joined us today. I request all the devotees to welcome Prabhuji by chanting loudly the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much for joining us. And over to you, Prabhu. Please take it forward from the 7th chapter. Hare Krishna. Then with you. Prabhu, you're on mute, Prabhu. You need to unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhu. There is a little bit of echo is there. Maybe your the other login that you've done, you can just disconnect audio in that.
Okay, so now is still the echo there?
Yes.
Okay, 1 minute. Because the one second.
No, you need to just disconnect the audio, Prabhu, of one of the logins wherever you want to speak.
Yeah, I
You can hear me now? So the issue is I'm trying to use a mobile for the first time, and let me disconnect from this chat from computer, and then I wanted to sing along with Kartal. So I don't know if you can hear Kartal.
So Prabhu, you can do that. If you have a computer, you set everything there only, and then you can play the you can switch off, disconnect your mobile. Because if using the computer, the video and audio both can come in the computer itself rather than a mobile.
Yeah, no, okay, 1 minute. Let me try. Now, Mataji, can you hear me?
Prabhu, we can hear you, but it is echoing. Your other connection is also, we are hearing sounds from there also.
Is it okay now, Mataji?
Yes, but we are not able to see you, Prabhu.
Oh, yeah. No, that you will be able to see.
All right.
Now you will be able to see much better. Like full, you can see.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu.
No, so what I will do is I'll start the class, and then I have anyway given the reads to A to E. If you must have noticed, you can assign some devotees over there. I'll continue asking during my class, read A, B, C, D, E, and we'll do the class. And then after Kirtan, I will shift to my laptop because that is more audible better. That's what I feel.
Okay, Prabhu, would it be possible for you to put this text in a Word document and share it? Then, because if you're on the computer,
I have already put it in the chat of the Zoom.
Prabhu, yeah, but I'm not sure if
Okay.
devotees can read it very clearly from the chat box.
Oh, is it? It is. I can put it in a WhatsApp Word, but okay, I can share it to you in your WhatsApp.
Yeah, you do that.
Okay. Sorry about that. I could have done that beginning only.
Or you can put it in you put the document in this Zoom chat itself, Prabhu.
Yes, oh, I can put that in Zoom chat also. Okay.
Okay, Prabhu,
If you don't,
you can start the class, Prabhu. I'll put it in the Word document and share it.
Mataji, I will send you this Word document in your WhatsApp. You can download it from there if that is possible for you.
Fine, I'll do that. Okay, Prabhu.
Just give me 1 second. I'm almost there. I will start the class also. I have sent you, Mataji.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you.
Yes, Mataji. The reason why all this trouble is because my laptop software doesn't allow any non-human sound. I don't know from where these people have got this software. So this has been a very troublesome for me. But then at least now you guys are able to hear, you all devotees are able to hear this. Wonderful. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Yashodanandan Braj Janaranjana Yashodanandan Braj Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Jaya Radha Ras Bihari Radha Ras Bihari Radhe Jaya Radha Govind Govind Radhe Jaya Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Radhe जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे 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 गोविंद 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 राधे गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो राधा रमण हरि गोविंद बोलो राधा रमण हरि गोविंद बोलो जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ स्वामी जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव सुभद्रा माई जय सुदर्शना जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी नयन पथगामी बाबा तुम्हें जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी नयन पथगामी बाबा तुम्हें जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय भक्त प्रहलाद प्रहलाद महाराज जय भक्त प्रहलाद जय गौरनिताय 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 जय गौरनिताय निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय शिला प्रभुपाद की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जन शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददति सपदन्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्री गुरो श्रीयुधपदकमलं श्री वन्देऽहं श्री गुरु श्रीयुधपदकमलं श्री गुरु वैष्णवं च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सागना रघुनाथं विदं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितं च हे कृष्णा करुण सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी कृष्णभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे शिला प्रभुपाद की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि all glories to assembled devotees Hare Krishna all and all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga Shila Prabhupada ki jai Hare Krishna Mataji, next time, if you want, before the class itself, you can have Nana Shastra Vicharaneka, that song which you wanted to always sing. You can cover that song, and then I can continue with this way of giving explanation on the class. So, so today we are going to learn, continue learning Nectar of Devotion, where we'll be going for chapter 7. I have been given para 11 to 22, which comes from accepting the shelter master of a bona fide spiritual master, till 11 more paragraphs. So, what we are going to learn today is, I've done no rocket science here, very self-explanatory. And we have to inquire about the eternal religious principles and prepare to give up everything material for Krishna's satisfaction. Prepare to give up everything material for Krishna's satisfaction. And then how do we reside in a sacred place? What is essential to be accepted in devotional service and what is not? So we'll look into that. And then observing fasting on Ekadashi and why, these are certain things which we will be learning. And then why we give respect to banyan trees and so many other spiritual trees, and giving up the company of non-devotees. Now, I'm just reading it, exactly what it is going to be covered in these paragraphs, but not necessarily that I'll touch base everything what is written here, because it doesn't make a big sense here if I cover line by line everything. But having said that, we must still, I will try to cover what is to be covered as a gist or as a summary to what is the intent, the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Nectar of Devotion, and is speaking about. So it is said in Naradiya Purana that if one is actually serious about devotional service, then all his purposes will be served without any delay. I want to speak something on this. And as I said earlier, every devotee, some devotees may be following Subodhini, one of our devotee, I think Chaitanya Charan Prabhu or somebody has written Subodhinis, some devotee, I'm forgetting maybe the name. And so you may be seeing better renditions of these paragraphs by somebody, but I'm just following whatever intelligence little I have, but I'm going to stick to what Parampara says. At least that much I have learned in 24 years, that speak as much as Parampara asked you to speak. And so in that also, if we are very serious in giving classes, if we are very serious in talking about classes, then we automatically, all the purposes of serving will be fulfilled by the divine. It is written in the first line itself. So the lessons of the class, which needs to be given to all, will automatically be, the purpose will be served without any delay. And who is doing this? Naradiya Purana says that if you are serious about devotional service, now what is devotional service? When we are devoted to Krishna, and when we are devoted to a certain aspect with knowledge that, okay, I'm trying to live a Krishna conscious life, and I'm going to live a life which suits Krishna's plan, although we don't know Krishna's plan. But it is said that we know the highest plan of Krishna is to resurrect the soul, means to take back the soul. Some devotees say even higher to this is, of course, some point of time you will have to go back to Godhead. But you don't have to worry about going back to Godhead, because you have to rise. Last Bhagavatam class, I was speaking on the same point that we can become a Bhagavata, and we don't have to be God physically over there in back to Godhead. If we understand Krishna and act accordingly, so place doesn't matter. The place doesn't matter. And so we are in material world, we are not in spiritual world, which in itself says this: either you leave everything material for Krishna's satisfaction. Now, what does that mean? So your first question to me will be, I agree, Prabhuji, you are saying give up everything material for Krishna. So I have a material body. So now I would request one devotee to read this, read A, and then we'll have to reflect on that.
Can I read, Prabhuji?
Go ahead, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Read A. Being prepared to give up everything material for Krishna's satisfaction. In the Padma Purana, it is stated, for one who has given up his material sense enjoyment and has accepted the principles of devotional service, the opulence of Vishnu Loka, the kingdom of God, is awaiting. Read B. Residing in a
That's okay, Prabhuji. I'll tell another, or you or another devotee to read it that time when we'll reach there.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Very well read, Prabhuji. So one has to give up material sense enjoyment and has accepted the principle of devotional service. The opulence of Vishnu Loka, Godhead, is waiting. Now there are 2 points. Last, I think I was giving Bhagavatam class only, and then only we explained that, physically, if you come in knowledge and you start following the principle, you are basically not in this material body. You are actually, your material body becomes a spiritual place. What does that mean? Here it is said that some place like Vishnu Loka is waiting for you to come. That eventually one day will happen. Maybe not in this lifetime, maybe 100 lifetimes. If we live the way we were living in Vaikuntha, with that consciousness right away, then the purpose is solved. Now, going back to spiritual world is just when Krishna wants us to. Because our parampara says we cannot, on our effort, go to Krishna's Loka, which is Goloka, Vishnu Loka, whatever. Only when Krishna wants us to be there, then only we can reach there. Now, when Krishna will want? Whether we will be able to.
Prabhuji, maybe you are on mute, Prabhuji. We couldn't hear you.
Mataji, you could not hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji. Maybe
Is
it's
this
from my side or for all others. I don't know.
Yes, Prabhuji. After you said when Krishna wants,
We were
after that
also
we
not
couldn't
able
hear you
to.
for some time, Prabhuji.
Yes, sorry.
But now you are able to hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Okay, very nice. Sorry, I still don't know why it happened, because I didn't touch even anything, not even my mobile or anything. So, when Krishna calls us back to spiritual world, it is not in our hands. But what it is in our hands is to live the way Krishna wants us, as described in scriptures, a very, material-free life. What does that mean? We have a body, we have certain demands, so we meet them. Those demands are met. We need food to eat. That demand is met. But if we center around Krishna, we center around the way Krishna wants us to live, that is what he's looking for. And the moment you live the life which is free of material desires. Now, what does that mean? You don't want to earn a house? I bet these classes are getting recorded. Tell me one devotee who is really following. If you leave the saffron devotees, Grihastha, is he not arranging his food and shelter? Tell me one devotee who does not, I mean, at least if he has that much of money, he does not own a house, he lives in a rent house, then also he has to pay rent. So these things have to be understood very deeply. So you have to draw a line somewhere. How much pieces of land I need? How much money in the job I need? There are devotees who are earning crores annually. Still, they are looking for adding one more 50 lakh. So they may say that we are using that money for Krishna, but are they not using for themselves? Are they completely following Rupanugas, giving 50%, at least 25% to Krishna consciousness, temple building and all that? So these are all subjective. So then how to understand? Is it that you can go ahead and start interviewing devotees? Prabhu, aap kitna paisa kamate ho? Aap kitna kama rahe ho? आप इतना कर रहे हो और कह रहे हो कि मैंने, you are earning everything and then saying अन्याभिलाषित, I don't have any desire. So believe me, in that way, if we start taking a knife or a thermometer or any measuring instrument, it is very difficult. Some devotees leaving India, they go to abroad and settle. They are earning in dollars and then saying Jai Jagannath. So you can say, why not in India, right? But they say, no, Prabhuji, I want to stay in Australia. I know so many friends of mine who have, being in Krishna consciousness, have settled in Singapore. What was they lacking in spiritual? They were getting all the spiritual things in India, but they still settled in Singapore. When I asked them why, they said, Prabhu, within that time, I will able to earn more money and then I'll retire early and then invest in Krishna consciousness. But you don't know when you are going to die. When you don't know when you are going to die, how can you say that I will earn a lot and then, serve Krishna? When you don't know, even tomorrow's day, you are not alive. So that means if you start thinking material likeness, even among devotees, who is earning more, who is not earning more, where is the feeling that I need to draw the line? It's very difficult. It is very difficult. So to own one, to each one to own one, like they say, right? Everybody has to understand what is their need. If India could have given everything, why the devotees are going to Australia, Europe, Germany, America to earn money when they were getting everything spiritual here also? In fact, they come back to visit dhamas. So they are going away actually from dhama. I know some devotees who have gone, leaving Bhakta Vrikshas, leaving ISKCON temples and joining in US because they wanted to earn more money along with the devotion. So these are very complex topics, cannot be understood because this is the fact. If you are a very new devotee, you don't know anything, probably you may, not understand this. But when you spend 10, 15, 20 years within this devotee community and you within this philosophy, then you start examining yourself where you are going. Now people say Bharat Varsha. Now there are devotees who are completely staying even in their old age in US. They don't want to come back. Now how do you say that? Do you say that their renunciation is not complete? No, that's not the way how to understand. So that means it is irrespective of how much you earn. It is irrespective of the place where you stay physically. It is irrespective of whether you stay in a Dhama or Bangalore or Vrindavan or America. It doesn't matter. That means there is some other spiral which is taking you to a higher realm, which is irrespective of all these places. And what is that? What is that? Which is just taking you away from the tension of, having been measured on what you are doing. Right? So that it is answered in Bhagavad Gita 6.2. Yam sannyasam iti prahur yogam tam vidhi pandatva nahai asanyasta sankalpo yogi bhavati kaschana. When, irrespective of the region, religion, body, except of course a human body you may be a Tamil, you may be a Telugu, you may be a Singaporean, you may be a German, you may be a UP person, you may be a Bihari, you may be anybody. Bhagavad Gita says, you should adopt renunciation. Now, what is renunciation? Renunciation is nothing but leaving all that what prevents you to connect or link from the Supreme. And that is why he says, Yogam tam vidhi pandava. Yogam tam vidhi pandava. What is the vidhi pandav? O son of Pandu, Arjun. Nahai asanyasta sankalpo yogi bhavati kaschana. So, you try to adopt the principles of renunciation, which is nothing but similar to connecting with me. And in that way, if you don't do this connection, you will never be able to become a yogi. Now, when you are connecting to me, then that means your senses are looking towards me, appreciating me, and then judging yourself that you don't put yourself into what? You should never ever put yourself in desiring what I am not desiring for. That is renunciation. Yogi bhavati kaschana. Hai ani, hai na hai asan yasta sankalpo. Ye sankalp le lo. You take this that you can never become a devotee if you don't renounce that something which does not connect to me, don't do that. That is only renunciation. Now, if you go to America and being a devotee, doesn't matter. You connect to Krishna. You read Bhagavatam daily. Right? You don't feel like coming to India. Fair. It's okay because you might not find that infrastructure in India so good. But you should stop giving that reason that I don't want to come to India because India is like not so well structured as what US roads and other things are there. So that where that devotee who's staying in US or outside country has to judge himself whether he's still sticking to this country because of money. So he has to rise above that connection. So he has to continue engaging to Krishna consciousness and stop thinking whether he's in India or abroad. It's very difficult to do. I have discussed with devotees who say that, yes, I still feel I'm somewhere with the pleasure of this place where I am in. One pleasure is getting dollars. And one pleasure is, I was not getting so many dollars as in India. I was spending 9 hours a day. I mean, I have discussed devotees of my same age. Of course, they're senior to me who have gone 20 years back. So everybody says is, Prabhu, I want to connect with Krishna and I want to even forget this point sometimes that I am in US, right? I just want to be in the temple and come out and do work and then retire and maybe my son also is there. So that means he's trying to create a situation where he knows he has to link to Supreme. He has to link to Krishna. And slowly your love towards Krishna will become so much higher. It doesn't matter for you where you stay. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter you get being paid in dollars or in Indian rupees. It doesn't matter you have a big house or a small house. It doesn't matter you have a big house or a small house. It doesn't matter you have a car or not. But the purpose of life takes you more towards realizing that you are not a permanent person in this place. And if I am attracted to something, now to each one to own one. So nectar of devotion is giving you the nectar to devote yourself to come out of this confusion. And that's how it is not important where you are residing. It's more important you are residing in a sacred place. So I would ask somebody to read this, read B, residing in a sacred
Prabhuji?
Yes, ma'am.
Read B, residing in a sacred place. In the Skanda Purana, it is also said that for a person who has lived in Dwaraka for 6 months, for 1 month, or even for 1 fortnight, there is awaiting elevation to the Vaikuntha Lokas and all the profits of Sarupya Mukti, the privilege of having the same 400 bodily features as Narayana. Shall I read C, Prabhuji?
No, madam. Wait.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
So,
Hare Krishna, Dandapranam.
Hare Krishna. So last time I was mentioning about the various forms of mukti. I don't want to get into that. You can refer to the class, I think, which is already recorded, must be. I don't know if it is recorded or not, but you can go through or just Google out the forms of mukti, so you will again read it. What point nectar of devotion? Now, the word itself, nectar of devotion, means that you are trying to get the essence of devotion. That nectar is always sweet, whether it comes from fruit or honeybee, which is honey. You lick and you feel really nice. The taste is very relishing. So nectar is generally referred to as the essence of or the sweetness of something. You cannot say a poison is very nectarian taste poison has. You cannot say. It's not nectar. It will kill you. So where do we reside? So there are two aspects to it. One is you reside in a holy place. And one is how practical it is for you to go every time to a holy place to reside. And if you're old, nobody to take care of you in Vrindavan, that means, and your children are happily married, and since you took a decision to stay in Vrindavan, there's nobody to take care of you. And some devotees, how long they can take? Because they themselves are getting old. So sometimes we desire to reside in Vrindavan, thinking, अपने बच्चों को भला पड़ा कर दूंगा, उसके बाद बुढ़ापे में मैं आराम से अपनी जिंदगी काट लूंगा. But that rarely happens, because some devotees have told me that to a certain age only you will be able to stay in Vrindavan or Mayapur. Either there is some old care devotee communities there where all others are old and help each other. But that's how much practical. So you may find out some way to still live, but you still cannot completely depend upon that fact also. That I will stay in Vrindavan, or I'll ask my son to come and take care, or they will put some servant. What if that servant disturbs you? Then what? So how do we come out? So this is one thing. Either I really stay in Vrindavan, where Rupa Goswami actually says, Krishnam Smaranam Janma Asya Preshtham Nija Samhitam Tat Tat Katha Ratas Chasau Kuryad Vasam Vraje Sada. He says, the devotee who always Smarana Janam Cha Asya, Krishnam Smaranam Janam Cha Asya. A devotee who always thinks of Krishna, right? He should choose a very dear devotee who is a servitor of Krishna. Preshtham Nija Samhitam. He should stay close. He should try to stay close to another devotee who remembers Krishna. Now, then he says one should constantly engage tat tat katha ratas cha asau or cha asau. Tat tat katha ratas chasau means you engage with some like-minded person, and discuss his and your relationship with Krishna and his relationship with another devotee. Means among you also, you are discussing about Krishna, you are meeting on Sunday feast, you are meeting in Bhakti Vriksha groups, you are meeting online. So that time he says is Kuryad Vasam Vraje Sada. Then you can physically, if one is not physically unable to go to Vrindavan, then he should mentally live in Vrindavan. That's even Rupa Goswami is advising. So that helps you to come out of this wonderful puzzle of our life, is whether I should give my body in Vrindavan. There are so many devotees have told me, Prabhu, मैं तो अपना अंत समय Vrindavan में देना चाहता हूँ. But nectar of devotion, Rupa Goswami is telling you, it doesn't matter where you stay. If you are discussing Krishna Katha, tat katha tatas chasau, ratas chasau, kuryad vasham vraje sada, then means you are mentally staying in Vrindavan. So that way, the place doesn't matter. In fact, I would say if there is a neat and a clean place to sit and do your chanting of the prescribed rounds, with your Guru Maharaj or your Parampara or Krishna's deity photo in front of you, keeping your altar always clean, and visiting wherever the devotees temple, ISKCON temples with devotees, and get association of devotees, I think your heart will be transformed. And the place where you are residing, if you are just following these small things, then that place automatically will be transformed into Vrindavan. That's what Nectar of Devotion is telling. So if you are in Bangalore, you are old. You are in America, but old. But you have created a neat, clean place for you to chant and have prasadam and think about Krishna and have a nice altar, small altar, with 1 or 2 photos of Krishna and Parampara. That's all you need. Our ISKCON temples are just 3 to 4 letters of temples. You just see 3, 4 letters. Guru Parampara, then Gaur Leela, and then Vrindavan Leela. Or Jagannath Leela. What? Depending upon, how you put your... And then 1 or 2 deities, either in the form of Gaur Nitai or in the form of Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Mai, or in the form of Radha Krishna or Krishna Balram, whatever your deities you arrange. Just worship them. Simplify our life. That's all Rup Goswami is saying. Can somebody read C? Read C.
Yeah.
Yes, Mataji.
Accepting only what is necessary. In the Naradiya Purana, it is directed, one should not accept more than necessary if he is serious about discharging devotional service. The purport is that one should not neglect following the principles of devotional service, nor should one accept the rulings of devotional service that are more than what he can easily perform. Thank you, Prabhu.
So, this is another very important point. Accepting only what is necessary. So I just met Radha Gopinath Prabhuji just 2 days back. And he was so wonderfully giving class. And so he was standing in front of Radha Vinodji in ICC, ISKCON Cultural Center. And I confessed to him in front of the altar. And I said, Prabhuji, I am very much inspired by your classes, Prabhuji. I hear every devotee's class. I never distinct, Prabhuji, that whose class I am hearing. Sometimes we like to hear only devotees who are very well versed. But actually, if somebody is following Parampara, he may be giving a very normal class. Hear every word from every class. So this is what I personally believe. But at the same time, when you want to give classes and you want to improve, and sometimes devotees come and tell you, so I confess to him, that sometimes devotees come and tell me, Prabhu, you gave a very good class. But I want to come out of this guilt, Prabhuji. I keep hearing your classes, Radha Gopinath Prabhuji. And whenever I want to prepare myself, I hear you very nicely while you give class. And then from your class, I try to pick up all the points, because the class is 1.5 hours. So you may be dwelling into one single point very deeply, but I try to take, for preparing myself for another class which I give, I even see how you speak, how you intonate, how you make your face expressions, how you put intensity on certain topics. And I want to confess in front of Radha Vinodji that I try to accept whatever is necessary needed from your class. And I want to use it so that I can also replicate that same essence what you are giving, Radha Gopinath Prabhuji, and hand it over to others without me getting that pride that I am doing because I learned it on my own. Something like how Subodhini, that topic I said, Subodhini, Bhagavatam and all, you can read from others. It takes away your pressure of preparing on your own. So everybody needs a Sahara. Everybody needs to depend on others. So, and then I told him, my life is done. Hearing your classes and learning from something, and then hearing my Guru Maharaj lecture and hearing from 1 or 2 devotees. and I get what I need and I pour it to the class others and try to see if I am also following. So he made a very quick another point. He said, good, when you hear me, you are using points, but make sure while speaking those points, speak only what is necessary. And that is exactly accepting only in life what is necessary. You read so much, you hear so much, but you don't assimilate, then you lose the essence. It is impossible. Brahma has 4 heads. We have one single head, that also we are not able to utilize properly. And we have one mind. Brahma has 4 minds. Our Brahma, Chaturmukhi Brahma. Right? So, very simple aspect is one should not neglect the principle of devotional service. So when we hear classes or when we go through this, we realize that one should never neglect the principles of devotional service, and nor one should accept the rulings of devotional service that are more than what he can easily perform. So this is where the important point is. You should know your limit. If you are very good in kirtan, stick yourself to kirtan. If you are very good in cleaning the temple, stick yourself and spend more time in cleaning and chanting and and then you hear katha. There are so many devotees who are working in kitchen. They also hear, but most of their practice life is in cooking. And they also hear as long as that much they can accept. So I'll give you an example. There was one devotee who used to sit in kitchen. One day I dragged him and I said, come and sit with me in a class. And after 45 minutes, he said, Prabhu, मुझे जाना ही पड़ेगा क्योंकि कुछ ना कुछ तो cooking मेरी रह गई उधर. And believe me, he puts it over there, but how much that nectar is going in his head. But that is what. But he is following all the principles properly. He wakes up early in the morning, he chants, he's initiated, second initiated now, already many years back, and he has been serving throughout his life continuously. That means he has understood that he has understood the crux of devotional service. Remain connected with Krishna, never leave devotional service, become a devotee, and find satisfaction within that. What is that? The satisfaction can be disturbed by our surroundings, but Krishna consciousness helps us to transcend that disturbance. This is, I am not telling. Radhanath Swami Maharaj, one quote I am bringing to you. He says, the satisfaction is when you have understood this art, that with the help of Krishna consciousness, you can transcend the disturbance which is coming to you. Now, that disturbance can be in the form of seeing a devotee earning more than what you are earning. That can be a disturbance. Seeing another person having a big car than you, all these materials. Can be spiritual also. Seeing a devotee giving so wonderful class, but I am not able to give. But if you depend upon Krishna consciousness, it will help you to transcend and be satisfied. If you are not satisfied, definitely you will start ending about envying those people. They may be devotees or not currently devoted to Krishna, whom we call them as non-devotees. So this is a very important point. What is necessary and what is not, if we have understood, this is the regulator for the word known as satisfaction in life. If we try to accept everything that is necessary, unnecessary things also we start collecting, then because you see others collecting those things, then you get disturbed. If you can chant 16 rounds, it's good. One devotee comes and tells you, I am chanting 32 rounds. But then you start pondering, maybe he's a retired devotee, that's why he's doing 32, 40 rounds, and I'm not even able to chant 16. And one devotee came to me and confessed this, Prabhu, I am very unhappy with myself. I'm not able to chant 32 rounds. And when did Prabhupada say that you have to do 32 rounds? Easily you could have chanted 16 rounds. He said, no, one devotee told me, Ekadashi ke din 16 aur karo. I said, you are an office man. If you get time, you do it. If you don't get, then if you're not able to do, why are you becoming unhappy? Then disturbed. Then those 16 rounds are also not happening properly. So this can happen in both ways because we are immature. If we are mature, Prabhupada has already told us, do 16 rounds properly. That's it. Of some devotee, and why I'm speaking about Ekadashis, we will come very soon on that topic also. So if you are satisfied, you'll not be tending to jealous with others and unhappy with yourself at the same time. Be happy the way Krishna made you and identify a gift in you and use that gift in his service. It may be giving class, it may be organizing a class, it may be painting, drawing. Some Matajis are very good in sewing clothes. I see they make very wonderful garlands. Some devotee I know, he makes very good mukut. He is extraordinary in making mukutas. And he gets orders from the temple. And though he develops free of cost, and devotees tell him to build small, mukut for their home deities. That's wonderful. So if you want to be satisfied, connect to Krishna. Don't be envious of others. Just use one gift of you in the service of Krishna so that you continue in the devotional service undisturbed, peacefully. Then it doesn't matter you stay in America, Bahrain, or Japan, or Rajasthan, or Bangalore, or a village, Palghar, a village near to a small city or a place near to Bombay. So I'm just remembering all these places. Can somebody read D?
Hare Krishna,
Can I
Prabhuji.
read?
Yeah, Sudha Mataji, go ahead.
Yes. Observing fasting on Ekadashi. In the Brahma Vaivarta Purana, it is said that one who observes fasting on Ekadashi is freed from all kinds of reactions to sinful activities and advances in pious life. The basic principle is not just to fast, but to increase one's faith and love for Govinda or Krishna. The real reason for observing fasting on Ekadashi is to minimize the demands of the body and to engage our time in the service of the Lord by chanting or performing similar service. The best thing to do on fasting days is to remember the pastimes of Govinda and to hear his holy name constantly. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Now, if you see Brahma Vaivarta Purana, it is talking about the fasting. Now, in ISKCON, we have fasting till noon. Some Acharya's appearance or Tirubhavam Divas, which we call it as disappearance. We do fasting till noon. We don't even drink water that time. But that's very good. That's what we learn. So following Ekadashi, fasting from grains, and then breaking the fast next day at the right time is also very important, which is known as Parayana, means breaking of the fasting. Now, what is fasting? Leave the word Ekadashi behind. Just see fasting. Fasting in Sanskrit or Hindi, it's known as Upavas. Upa means near, Vas means to stay, close. So Upavas means you stay close to Krishna. Mera aaj vas hai kahan? Krishna ke paas. Why? Were you not staying yesterday closer to Krishna? You were chanting, you were singing, you were doing arti. It's just that you have added one more thing, is that I'm going to eat less today and not, do nirja. See, initially 24 years, I've seen so many varieties of people advising so many things. You should know what to pick and what not for your own self. That's why before this, Nectar of Devotion is saying, pick whatever is necessary, even in material world, even in spiritual world. Now, one devotee who is very equipped, I know, he advocates in Ekadashi, full Nirjala. Now, one or two friends of mine who were in his group, they came back and said, Prabhu, bada difficult ho ja raha hai. अब पानी भी नहीं, मैं निर्जला नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ बिकॉज मुझे तो प्रॉब्लम है बॉडी में, मुझे तो मेडिसिन खानी पड़ रही है. व्हाट शैल आई डू? एंड देन बट व्हेन आई ईट आई बिकम वेरी, मेरा मूड खराब हो जाता है. देन ही स्टार्टेड गेटिंग मूड स्विंग्स. He didn't know what to do, and that devotee was forcing, अरे नहीं करना है तो करो, नहीं तो मत करो. ऐसा थोड़ी होता है. Then I made him meet another devotee who said, okay, you do fruits. Then over a period of time, he met another devotee. He said, Baba, मैं अभी इस एज में हूँ, at this age I cannot do. And now, of course, that devotee has grown with me over age. We are all now 17, 18. I am like 20 plus years in ISKCON. So I have gone through these stages. Earlier, full nirjala, then jaljala, then fruits. Then when age started happening, you are going to office, you are getting headaches, then you are taking Ceridon along during Ekadashi. What is the point? And then you are taking Gerosil also. I know so many devotees who take antacids during Ekadashi. What is the point? So you have to be very careful. So fasting is to create balance in our life. When you are going closer to Krishna, in itself means Krishna is the most balanced personality. How can your going to Krishna, even while observing Ekadashi or anything, can imbalance your mind? That means then you are going to something which is at a perfect balance, and that is itself making you imbalanced. That means something is wrong. Think this way. That is why we literally worship our Acharya Srila Prabhupada and do his Aarti, because he has shown us and remove all these obstacles. Adi Adhyatmik Klesha, the misery of mind, he has removed. Follow non-grain items. Of course, don't like Bhima and Hanumanji gulp everything. Okay? Minimize. Minimize. So fasting, upvas means to go towards the most balanced personality, which is Krishna. When you go towards Krishna, you also take a balanced approach towards him. Just try to balance your mind and heart by reading scriptures, having non-grain prasadam. If your body allows, you can go for fruits. And whatever is allowed in ISKCON, Acharya has already given. Just depend upon that and stop worrying about things. Only worry about breaking the fast next day at the right time. That's the only thing you have to worry. And once you have understood, now some devotee comes and tells you, fasting karo, kuch bhi mat khao. Yes, Prabhuji, I will do whatever. Thank you. So, is kaan se suno, is kaan se nikal. And we are from ISKCON. Okay? If you cannot follow because your doctor has told you to take medicine, but that devotee is healthy, he is able to do it, you are not, don't disturb your mind, and use the quote from Radhanath Maharaj that whatever takes you away from the disturbance by being Krishna conscious, Acharya has given you a path. Just have something little so that you don't get acidity, you don't sleep, don't eat too much. At the same time, balance yourself and read about Krishna consciousness. Some books about Krishna. That's all. So Bhagavad Gita tells you to do that. Na ati asnastu tu yogo asti na chaikantam anastanaha na chati swapna silasya jagrato naiva cha Arjuna. Natya shata astu yogo asti na chaikant manah shatah na chati swapna shilasya jagrato na eva cha Arjuna. What he is saying? There is no possibility of one becoming in connection of Krishna. Yogi means in connection to Krishna. If he eats too much, he eats too little, sleeps too much, or does not sleep. Now, if you notice Srila Prabhupada, he used to sleep only 2 hours. You cannot imitate Srila Prabhupada. Can you give up everything, all your belongings, everything at an age and go and start taking 108 rounds of the world, or so many rounds and so many temples? Sorry, not 108. However, number of rounds he has taken, I think 14, 15, whatever X number of times he has, doesn't matter. But he has created 108 temples. So don't compare yourself with Srila Prabhupada. Probably what he did is not so easy. He's an Acharya. But saying that I will not follow anything because he has followed everything for me also is wrong. So we should help whatever 108 temples, whichever country, nation you belong to, locality we belong to, help his temples who are coming up newly created, like ICC just got inaugurated a couple of months back. And I'm doing the same thing. So every Sunday I go there, and every Sunday is my upvas. I stay close to Krishna. That doesn't mean I'm fasting. I'm staying in the temple full Sunday. Almost my majority of my hour in the Sunday goes to temple. However difficult it is, Sunday I'm not well or some family small work is there, which is essential for the family to run. I may stop. But for all these things, I go. It's not like some World Cup cricket match is happening and I'm not, or some elections are there, I'll skip and go and watch television and skip Sunday feast. No, I don't do that. I don't recommend to do that to anybody. And never leave your service to Krishna, whatever happens. So you remain in, so you strike a balance, because all Monday to Friday, you are anyway working for office. Nobody's asking you to go in between. There are some devotees who are a little elder to us, already retired. They are giving their time. So Krishna is managing the show like this everywhere. And if you are born to a very rich father, I know certain devotees who are very rich. They're working some small things there, but they are nicely kept by Krishna. They are really running the temple. I'm not able to do that. So I keep myself balanced. Okay, nobody teaches me this. I have learned it myself. I cannot see that fellow who has already so much money sitting in the temple day and night. Can I do that? Where will my son get next meal? I can't go to that devotee and say, give me 2 lakhs because I have to submit the fees of my child. So this is how, and then he's being revered and he gets more services in temple. Don't feel jealous about it. It is. You take care of your family. Whatever little service you get, you derive satisfaction within that. And that's what the management also should do. And the devotees in the management also should know this. Not everybody can give all the time to the temple. That is creating a balance in life. That is fasting. This is upvasa, not just Ekadashi. Ekadashi is just refraining from grain. And Ekadashi's value is only to us, not to the Lord. Lord takes all the kinds of food during Ekadashi. He takes grain more on Ekadashi, but we don't cook because then we cannot consume that prasadam, because he gives his prasadam back to us. Right? So you're getting the aspect to it. If you understand with this maturity, even temples will be run very nicely in ISKCON. There'll be never any discrepancies or fights among devotees with temple. And if everybody understands that everybody is trying to become devotee, they're not able to because of certain circumstances in life, then you are actually in the form of you fast from those ideas that, oh, this devotee is not serving in the temple, I don't like him. Arey Baba, fast karo us ideas. Stay closer to Krishna and don't think he is not giving good class. Everybody is doing things best to their capability. Nobody wants bad in life on their own. Even the most criminal of the person, if you ask him, people have taken to resort to crime because they were not educated, or because out of anger, or they wanted something, somebody took them away. The Maya took their energy off, their intelligence off, and they commit crime. But somebody, you ask some very young boy who's born, you want to become a criminal? Nobody says, I want to become. There may be consciousness from a previous birth, born in Tamogun. You may like Tamo activities, and you may see some children, exceptions are always there, who are criminal mentality right from the young age. But nobody, what point I'm trying to make is, nobody wants to be bad on their own. Everybody wants to be loved and loved. Everybody wants to become good, better, and best. Everybody wants Krishna. They may not know. If they want some money in life, they're asking Radharani to come in their life. They don't know that Radharani is supposed to be invited. And Madhav, they are all anchoring. 99% of people who don't know Krishna is still anchoring behind Shri, which is Krishna's wife. They are going towards the opulence of Krishna's potency, Radharani, in the form of wealth, Lakshmi. They are going behind Lakshmi. They are running day and night, and they're doing bad to others to get Lakshmi. Still.
Prabhuji, we are running short of time, Prabhu. We have to end in 3 minutes. So
Yes,
I
yes.
just a quick reminder about it.
Yeah, I know. 6 minutes over, 1 or 2 more minutes more.
Thank you.
So, yeah. So like that, you understood that nobody wants to become bad on their own. So this all comes under connection to Krishna, being satisfied and living a devotional life and and doing fasting. Fasting is not just material fasting of fruits and vegetables, or anna. Fasting means fasting from bad ideas and bad habits, and fasting from helping others, and fasting away from the idea of not helping others and not being happy with others. So these are certain things. I would request somebody to read F. We are almost done, Mataji, in the end only. The last, read F, somebody can read that.
Prabhu, E is not yet covered, Prabhu.
E is not covered. Okay, somebody can read E and F both.
Okay, I'll read. In the Skanda Puran, it is directed that a devotee should offer water to the Tulasi plant and Amalaka trees. He should offer respect to the cows and to the Brahmanas, and should serve the Vaishnavas by offering them respectful obeisances and meditating upon them. All of these processes will help the devotee to diminish the reactions to his past sinful activities. F. Giving up the company of non-devotees. Lord Chaitanya was once asked by one of his householder devotees what the general behavior of a Vaishnava should be. In this connection, Lord Chaitanya replied that a Vaishnava should always give up the company of non-devotees. Then he explained that there are two kinds of non-devotees. One class is against the supremacy of Krishna, and the other class is too materialistic. In other words, those who are after material enjoyment and those who are against the supremacy of the Lord are called a Vaishnava, and their company should be strictly avoided. Thank you, Mataji. Mataji, you can stop the screen sharing. Now we'll just hear from Prabhu. Yes, thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Thank you for a quick reading. So just wanted to conclude 2 points here, very important. And I'm going to, first take this point, which is worshipping Tulsi Maharani. So in my practice, we all know Vaishnava. In my understanding towards practicing, Tulsi has a very high value in our life. And so as it is written, Amalaka trees. So watering Tulsi is very important in Vaishnava's life. We offer Tulsi for, we offer Tulsi, offer our body by wearing this Tulsi beads. So I'm offering my body. That's our minimum thing. What can you offer more than your body in itself? And then you water Tulsi Maharani every day in the morning. It is said that your senses get controlled when you water. Your material anchoring of senses goes away when you do that. Now, and then you should, of course, put respectful obeisances and meditating on Tulsi Maharani and all the things which are connected to Krishna. And this will remove your senses away from current activities, so that, and it will help you to remove your activities, what you did in previous birth. Those activities will also stop disturbing you. Now, giving up the company of non-devotees is a very, 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 very intricate subject. You can entirely write or have a full class, 3 hours class on this topic. But I will very quickly say that what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says is Asata Sangha Tyaga Vaishnava Achara. But the problem is, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says this, we should know that we don't have to associate with devotees. Doesn't mean that we should not talk to them, we should not meet them. It is impossible. I know temple is being built by laborers who don't even know who Krishna is. You get your vegetables from a vegetable seller who you don't even know he's a devotee or not. So you cannot really say like that. So what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu really says is, Asata Sangha Tyaga Vaishnava Chara means whomever you meet doesn't matter. You give your habits to them. Don't take take their habits to you. Very simple. You meet them. Somebody has the habit to go every Sunday to some forest or some films. You are a devotee. You don't start going films with them on Sunday. Rather, you go to temple. That's the point. But whenever possible, you bring them to temple. So like example, I'll tell you, whenever my relatives have come to Bangalore, I have always made sure that they have come once in my house and I give them a dinner or lunch or whatever. But I make sure that they meet me in the temple also, second time. So that somehow I can connect them to the Krishna. And one devotee I know, he always does his child's birthday in the temple, so that he can bring all his friends, office colleagues to temples, which is very good. Not bad. And ask them to attend Bhagavatam class. So to each one to own one. So, and remember, the moment we are not in connection with Krishna, we adopt to non-devotional activities soon, because Maya will just take you towards Krishna. So it's a balance between doing Krishna activities and non-Krishna activities. Of course, when you are connected at a regular interval times and getting devotee association regularly, the association of devotee acts like an aushadhi. It acts like a medicine. So with this, I bring my class to an end, saying that devotional nectar of devotion summarizes these points by inquiring about eternal religious principles, prepare to give up everything for material Krishna's satisfaction, and residing in a sacred place, which is your own body, accepting what is necessary and using your intelligence, even in spiritual and even in material life. Pick what is good for you or your body, but primarily you should not give up doing Mangalarti and association of devotees, and observing fasting on Ekadashi, keeping your body balanced, and respect to Banyan and worshipping, watering Tulsi, and always remain in the association. So take the habits of all the devotees, but don't start adopting to the habits of those who are not currently devoted to Krishna. With this, I bring my class to an end. Hare Krishna. Om Tat Sat. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. So thank you, Prabhu.
One small question, means you talked about the place. Means it is said that if you don't go to Dham Vas, but if you are Tulsi at home and you worship Tulsi sincerely, then you are in Vrindavan. There is a quote from Prabhupada. So if you just worship Tulsi, then you are in Vrindavan. Means wherever you are in world, like, is it true?
Yes. So is it reference to what point I made, Prabhuji?
Yes, the worshipping of Tulsi and this sacred trees.
Yes, yes. So let me put it in this good way. Mataji, I don't know, we have time?
Prabhu, we don't have time. I would suggest that, Prabhu, you can post your question in the group. Then Prabhuji can reply on, WhatsApp, and I can post it back in the group. So you can ask Prabhu the next session, Prabhu. Because we don't have time. We're already overshooting, It's 12:45 already.
Then Mataji, I'll take 10 seconds to do away with this answer. I think he will get this point.
Okay.
Visit Vrindavan. Prabhuji, visit.
Yes, yes.
Prabhuji, you should visit Vrindavan and holy places whenever possible. If you do not have time or money, and you do not, all the time you can go and settle there, then just create your body like Vrindavan by meeting any devotee and adopting to his habits, worship Tulsi, and become a devotee, read Krishna's books, associate with devotees, live a peaceful life, and live happily with your family, do your duty, help others, love others. That is Vrindavan.
Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Premrata Gaur Prabhu ki jai. Jai. Sai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Continue with the last part of chapter 7 tomorrow. Thank you all for joining in. Meet you all at 11:25 a.m. tomorrow. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Dandavat.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
Pranam.
Krishna, with all permission, I am ending.